to Cougar Park here in Keighley for today's final Kingston Press Championship match of the season between the Keighley Cougars and the Featherstone Rovers. Quick rundown of the team news for you. First of all, starting with the Cougars. At fullback is number 1, James Craven. In the three quarters, number 22 is Daley Williams. Number 19, Danny Lawton. Number 4, James Haley. And number 5 is Paul White. In the half-backs is number 6, Danny Jones, and number 7, a player that Rovers will know well in Paul Tiger Hanforth. And in the forwards, the front row is number 8, Andy Schickel, number 9, James Feather, and number 10 is another former Rover in Sean Hesketh. In the second row for the Cougars is number 11, Josh Lynham, and number 13, Ash Lindsay. And the loose forward for the Cougars this afternoon is number 16, Jody Sharif. And on the bench for the Cougars, number 3 is Elliot Cosgrove. Number 14 is Paul March, who is also the coach. Number 15 is Scott Law, and number 18 is Neil Cherryholm. And the Rovers side sees 2 changes from last time out against the Sheffield Eagles. Rovers looking to make amends after a disappointing result last week. At full-back is number 2, Will Sharp. In the three quarters, number 36 is Ben Blackmore. Number 3 is Greg Worthington. Moving back to the centres from full-back last week is number 1 is Ian Hardman. And number 35 has recovered from his injury sustained last week, which is great news for Rovers, is Jason Crooks.
This is a public safety announcement.
In the half-backs for Rovers, number 23 is Andy Kane. And in for Jack Bussey, returning after his one-match suspension, is Gareth Moore. In the front row for Rovers, number 8 is Steve Crossley. And number 9, Andy Ellis.
Obscene or abusive language and racial abuse will not be tolerated at Cougar Park.
And in for Chris Anakin, who has been recalled by Wakefield today, comes number 38, Kyle Trout. The second row for Rovers, number 31 is Sean Pick, and number 12 is Tim Spears. And the loose forward is number 11, James Lockwood. On the bench for Rovers, dropping down from half-back last week, onto the bench is number 6, Jack Bussey. Number 10 is Keegan Hurst. Number 13 is Matt James. And keeping his place on the bench after a 2-try man-of-the-match performance last week is number 30, Luke Teasdale, for coach Andy Hay. And today's match referee is Mr. Joe Cobb. Keighley Cougars currently 8th in the league. They've got Chasing Pack behind them. A draw would be enough to keep Keighley in 8th spot, and they would retain their place in the championship for next year. A draw would also be enough for the Rovers to keep second spot on points difference from Doncaster, who are at home to Batley. So a massive match for both teams. Even though a draw is enough for both teams, Rovers are looking for the win to take the momentum into the playoffs. I do have alongside me Joe, as usual now. Joe, your thoughts on today's match, please?
Well, whilst it's a disappointment to have Chris Anakin going back to Wakey, that's the nature of the dual registration system sometimes, and we don't have him available for today. With Matty Dale also taking a break from the game, we're really low in the forwards. But it's brilliant to see Will Sharp back in at full-back and Ian Hartman showing up that centre spot. Not to mention Gareth Moore coming back in at scrum half, and I feel he was really missed last week. Whilst we know that Jack Bussey is well capable in the position, Gareth Moore, he gives you that something more, a bit of cutting edge, and Jack hadn't had recent game experience in that area. He's not played there since early doors in the season, and perhaps wasn't quite up to speed despite a good effort. And we know he's brilliant in defence, and he'll do a good job from us coming off the bench, adding to that forward pack who, like we say, is affected by injuries. In terms of that draw being an option, I'm not sure we'll see the Germany-Austria situation pan out today, but who knows, with 2 minutes to go, with things are level, I don't see much changing.
Indeed, not a boost as well for Rovers in that Jason Crooks has recovered from his injury to play today.
Yeah, it was a real shame when Jason Crooks got injured because, he's just been coming into brilliant form, the best form he's shown for Rovers. Particularly that game at Halifax, scoring a hat-trick within the first 20 minutes. What a phenomenal performance that was. And he's really got that finishing prowess that we've been looking for out wide in order that we can comfortably put him out there and put Will Sharp back to fullback, where we know how dangerous he is.
It certainly is, and Ben Blackmore keeping his place as well, so it's a boost for him. So it's looking good for the Rovers today. We'll be looking for the win, of course. Will Sharp, we'll be looking for a big performance from him at fullback, as you say. Time now to hear the thoughts of Andy Hale ahead of today's match. It's Keighley Cougars against Featherstone Rovers. Andy, a massive day for Rovers today. Your thoughts on the match, please?
It's a big game for both teams, I think, and you know, to talk the Halifax game up, and this has probably got more significance than that game, and both teams are going out there desperate for a win.
A draw would probably be a good enough result for both teams to achieve their aims. Us to get second spot with a points difference, and the Cougars to stay up, but we're playing for the win.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're playing for a win. We want momentum going into playoffs, and we want the home tie, so I agree the draw will be good enough for both sides. If that comes out at the end of it, it'll be a great result, wouldn't it? And for both teams, but at the end of the day, we're looking to build and also rectify what we did in our last game, so I think we're looking a little bit further ahead than that.
How's training gone this week after the disappointment of the Sheffield result?
I think the boys have picked themselves up from the result, and they know they didn't perform. They let themselves down in that game, and training's probably been one of the best weeks we've had so far.
Can you give us any team news on today's game, please?
Yeah, Chris Anakin's been recalled by Wakefield, so that's a little bit of a blow for us. We've got obviously Gareth Moore back in the side, which he slots straight back in a half-back, drops Jack Bussey down to the bench. Jason Crooks has recovered, so he starts on the wing again. So it's a very similar team to last week, really. Kyle Trout will start in front row.
Must be a boost for the team having Jason Crooks back. He looked a nasty injury last week.
It is, you know, he's been looked after all week in training. We brought Kyron Johnson in from the 20s to cover him, and he'll be on the squad today, 18th and 19th man with Liam Dodman. And you know, we had cover there, and it's been a bonus for us. On Thursday we thought we'd get him back, and yesterday he did full training and we tested him, and he's recovered, and he's looking for a big game as well.
Andy, thanks for your thoughts. All the best for the match.
No worries, thank you.
Okay then, folks, and welcome out the Keighley Cougars onto the Cougar Park pitch. Looks like Rovers were playing from left to right as you look on the DVD in the first half. And here come your Featherstone Rovers. Great support for Rovers away to our right hand side behind the sticks that Rovers are attacking in this first half. It looks like the Cougars will be getting first use of the ball in this first half. Joe, another fantastic following for the Rovers.
Yeah, fantastic following. All the fans have got in. They know what a big game today is, and of course the last away visit was to Halifax, and we know what a brilliant game that was at the Shea. They'll be expecting the same today. You know, let's blast them early doors, hammer into them, get them to submit, and then the game's ours. Surely.
Hopefully it can, and it's going to be Gareth Moore who gets this game underway. Gareth Moore then putting the ball on the tee, ready to get this match underway. 8th versus 2nd, it's Keighley Cougars against the Featherstone Rovers. That ball is taken by the Cougars, and here comes the first drive in. And so the Cougars then attacking the Rovers down their left edge at the moment. First set for the Cougars. Ball's worked out to that left hand side. And here is Ash Lindsay. James Featherweight, the captain halfback, moves the ball inside through the hands of Jones. Keighley wanting a high tackle. Mr. Cobb there saying that was on the shoulder. Feather again, he sees a gap, he goes for it. Takes on the line, but good defence by Hardman and Spears on that right edge for Rovers. Keighley then, 8 metres short of halfway. Mr. Cobb says that's the last tackle. Jones, he taps in halfback, finds Tiger Hanforth. Hanforth with a kick over the top, centre field. Will Sharp traps that ball and he picks it up, and he will run that ball straight back for Rovers. Gets back to 20. A good 10 metres made there for Will Sharp. More from that in halfback finds Ben Blackmore. Both teams feeling each other out early doors. So both work to the left to Sean Pick. Rovers now on their own 40 now. Through the hands it goes. Moore. Andy Kane tries to step away, but he's well wrapped up there by James Keighley. Ellis to Lockwood now. Lockwood takes that ball in, and that's Rovers to their last tackle. Just short of halfway as well. It's Andy Kane with a kick over the top this time. Decent first set for Rovers, pinning Keighley back on their own try line. And here's the return from the Cougars, and that's good chase for Rovers. A very good chase, pushing the Cougars back to the 10. Good, both teams feeling each other out. Good first sets there, Joe.
Particularly, we've seen the change between Sharp and Hardman working out well for the Rovers. Hardman, he had an overlap on him on the outside, but showed his man the inside, then cut out his options, was able to make the tackle. And Sharp, what a returner of the ball this man is. He brings it up so quick, so direct, and gets us on the front foot right at the beginning of the set.
Indeed he does, and here are the Cougars now. It's a kick over the top from Hanforth. Will Sharp in a good position, moves across to take that ball, traps it, and then picks up the ball, and there's that direct running from Will Sharp that Joe's just been talking about. Gets Rovers back up to 20 again, and Rovers then starting the set now. Here's Blackmore. Making good early yards here, Will Sharp for Rovers, as Rovers trying to work out from their own half. Crossley to Moore. And that was Kyle Trout. Here's Andy Kane now trying to step away. That ball's come loose. It's a knock on. So Rovers losing possession there. Pats on the back all round for the Cougars, and the Cougars will get the first attacking chance.
Smart play from Kane there, was able to get past his man. He knows they're going to be launching up on him because they know the danger he poses. He's already punished them in previous seasons, so they'll expect him to do the same again. Unfortunately, unable to keep hold of the ball this time, but maybe he'll get lucky the next time he tries it.
Indeed, maybe he will. Here come the Cougars now. It's a big prop forward, Andy Schickel. As James featherweights, Keighley are on the Rovers 40 now. Hanforth moves that ball out wide, but again, good defence from Rovers. Here's Sharif. Keighley just short of the 20 now. Hanforth takes on the line himself. Well wrapped up there though by Lockwood for Rovers. Keighley on the 10 now. First chance of the match. Kick from Jones. Will Sharp across to cover that ball. It has gone touching goal. So Rovers get the restart on the 20. Good first attacking set for the Cougars.
We know how much they're going to be up for this game. Relegation is at stake for them, so they're going to be going all out. And they are a team with some experienced players, particularly the ones we've come across playing Halifax in previous years. When Halifax are arguably a better side than they were now, they've got the nous this side and they can find ways through. Just well closed out there by Sharp and Crooks.
Indeed, a nice inside pass from Andy Kane to Will Sharp. Well snuffed out though, and here's Steve Crossley. And Rovers in their first attacking position now. Just inside the Cougars 40, centre field. Ellis moves the ball to the left to Moore. Through the hands to Sean Pick, who tries to step inside. And that's the last tackle. Rovers 23 metres out, 10 metres in from the left-hand touchline. It's a high kick from Gareth Moore, a crossfield kick. Chased down by Crooks, but that is well taken on this near side by the Cougars. It was well taken by Daly Williams, and now the Cougars trying to work out from their own try line, pinned in their own 10-metre area at the moment. Feather moves the ball to one of the forwards. I can't see who it is from here. It is indeed Andy Schickel. Feather goes for a gap himself, takes on the line. Makes a good 12 metres there from Matt's in half. Rovers marker slow to react. Hanforth from Matt's in half back finds Jones with a kick for the corner. Jason Crooks not interested in that one. So the ball has found touch and Rovers will restart on their own 20-metre line. And so here come Rovers then, it's Ian Hardman. Ellis to Sean Pick, who takes that ball up to the line. The draw, as I said already, is good enough for both teams, but both teams will be wanting to win, never mind the draw. Rovers will be looking to take that momentum into the playoffs. Ellis now, Moore, Kane to Will Sharp. That was a great tackle, and the Cougars have retained possession. That was excellent play there from James Keighley. And now a penalty for offside. Great play there from James Keighley, Joe, to knock that ball loose from Will Sharp and then getting the penalty on that first tackle, and they're taking the 2.
Smart play indeed. They're able to read what's coming and anticipate that, and they can put the shot on the man. There was nothing Will Sharp could do about that. Just as he was receiving the ball, bang. And so an opportunity for some early points for the Cougars now as they line up to take the penalty. They're taking the 2. They're not going to be a close fought game, this one, and any points are valuable.
Indeed, all points are available, and Danny Jones is a very reliable kicker for the Cougars. He is in front of the touchline, 23 metres out. Centre field, and that kick is good. Straight through the uprights, it's first blood to the Cougars. It's Keighley Cougars 2, Featherstone Rovers 0.
Sponsored by a walk for a spell. It's the Cougars 2, Featherstone Rovers 0.
So first blood for the Cougars then. Gareth Moore putting the ball on the tee, ready for the kick-off. And here is the kick-off from Gareth Moore. It's well taken, it's missed well. Hanford, oh, that's a catalogue of errors. What a mistake from the kick-off. Tiger Hanford went to trap the ball, it went underneath. Found its way to Andy Schickel, he went to trap the ball. Didn't trap it, he went to pick it up and fumbled it completely. That's the best result they could have had from that kick-off, Joe.
Comedy of errors from the Cougars there, just as they had their heads up. Now it's Rovers in the ascendancy. It's not the way you want to respond after taking points, and now we'll move out wide where we know we're dangerous.
Indeed, and Ian Hardman takes that first tackle. Ellis now, Steve Crossley gets Rovers up to the 10. Inside the 10, that's a good run from Crossley. Ellis now to Andy Kane. Andy Kane tries to step inside again. Rovers 3 metres, 2 metres short of that line now. Rovers attacking Hardman round the edge. It's Ian Hardman who managed to get round the outstretched hands of Paul White on the right hand edge. Rovers have hit back with a perfect reply. We're still inside the first 10 minutes, I fancy just. 8 minutes on our clock. It's Keighley Cougars 2, Featherstone Rovers 4.
We've got problems with the mic, but there certainly weren't any problems on the field, and we're back with that. Yeah, Andy Ellis there, seeing that Ian Hardman was available. White had come inside and there was space out wide. Had to be a precision pass there, had to be timed perfectly to prevent the interception. High risk play, but it came off, and well done. We're already seeing Ian Hardman's qualities out wide and Will Sharp's qualities at the back. This is the way they need to be playing. Thank goodness Jason Cooks is back.
Certainly is. So a great try there from Rovers, and now Gareth Moore then with a difficult conversion attempt. That's an absolutely fantastic kick from Moore. We were directly in line with that. It started drifting to the right of the uprights, then drifted back in through the uprights. Keighley Cougars 2, Featherstone Rovers 6. Joe, a perfect reply.
Exactly the response we wanted. If a little fortunate perhaps from the kick-off, but sometimes you're going to get gifts from your opposition, and followed up brilliantly with a conversion by Moore.
Indeed, oh, what a return. I think that's Ben Blackmore on the far side. skipped round one and then sent another sprawling 3 feet backwards and landing on his backside. Rovers then. Tails are up after what was a great response to that try. Ellis now finds Lockwood. Rovers are just short of halfway now. Good afternoon if you're listening to the live stream here from Cougar Park. Sorry for the delay. Just a quick rundown of what's happened for you. First of all, the Cougars had an early penalty, which was kicked by Danny Jones to give them a 2-0 lead. From that kick-off from Danny Jones, the Cougars made a mess of the kick-off. It was knocked on, and then from that resulting set, the ball found its way out to the right-hand edge. And Ian Hartman managed to get over in the corner. And then a fantastic kick-off, a fantastic conversion from Gareth Moore. So Rovers with a 6-2 lead. And here come the Cougars then, and just short of halfway. Joe, a good first 10 minutes in this match.
Brilliant end-to-end first 10 minutes. Both teams taking scores. Both teams getting the ball into the opposition in-goal area, looking threatening, and it's a game that of course means a lot to both teams. Can you not stand on the cable because they can't get the mic to reach? Thanks for that, Ben. Here we are with a deep kick downfield as the Rovers now look to get it away. Jason Cook's arguably held back there, but it's well returned from Will Sharp again. He's a determined player. He's got the dagger between his teeth today.
He certainly is, and Will Sharp is at full-back for Rovers this afternoon. Back at full-back, and Ian Hardman moved into centres again. So that's the combination that seems to be working for Rovers at the moment. Rovers fans wanting a high tackle in there, but the referee in fact saying it was a knock-on from Rovers. Gareth Moore doesn't look very impressed with that decision. Great to see Will Sharp at full-back and Hardman in the centres again, Joe.
It is, as we've said already, it's a very exciting prospect. We know they cost havoc for Halifax, Will Sharp, and we know how defensively solid Ian Hardman is. And he's already bringing us the spoils when going forward with the ball.
Indeed he is, and Jason Crooks is playing as well today. He has recovered from the knock taken last week at Sheffield. So the Cougars then is Danny Jones. Moves that ball out to James Keighley, and that's a penalty for the Cougars for a high tackle. Today's match referee is Mr. Cobb, Joe Cobb. Tap is taken by Feather to Sean Hesketh, a player that Rovers will know well. Or Rovers fans will know well, should I say. Feather from that's in half-back finds Jones again. Jones to Sharif. Through the hands it goes. It's James Craven now. Good play there from the Cougars, moving the ball out wide, but good defence from Rovers. Here's Hanforth, shows it twice, and gets the ball away to Andy Schickel. But again, good defence from Rovers. Hanforth to Jones. That ball, that's an attack, is it Craven, is he over? He is, you know. He's got the try down. I think it's James Craven, I can't see properly. It is indeed James Craven, so the Cougars hit back themselves. Poor defence from Rovers on that right-hand edge. They had men in attendance to try and keep that try out, but James Craven showing the strength to get over the line. So the Cougars hit back. Keighley Cougars 6, Featherstone Rovers 6.
Indeed, something kicking off in the middle of the field there. Not sure that we need that, to be honest. But we knew the Cougars would be dangerous today. Their team fighting relegation and their team fighting for a playoff spot as well. Let's not forget with this surreal situation. The top 8 in the playoffs and the bottom 5 going down. There's only one team in limbo really. And the Cougars could be in either of those places.
Could indeed. Here's Danny Jones with the conversion. That's good. So the Cougars nose the way back in front. 15 minutes gone here at Cougar Park. It's Keighley Cougars 8, Featherstone Rovers 6. Joe, Rovers just need to keep the composure. This game is still anybody's to win, and 15 minutes in, the Cougars are certainly giving the test that Rovers expected.
We know they're going to go at us, but that line defence is still an issue. They're not being able to wrap the ball up, and consequently then getting it over the line for the try. You know, other teams are going to come at us like this in the playoffs. Every game's a must win. So you're going to have opposition really trying to hammer you down. Just like the Cougars are today. We're not dealing with it at the moment.
We're not. Cougars certainly with the tails up. Good response to the try that Rovers scored, and that's an early kick. It's a 40-20 attempt, but it has fallen just short. So that will be head and feed to Rovers. It was a good attempt at a 40-20, but just fell a couple of yards short on that right-hand side. So Rovers will get head and feed 22 metres out from their own line. Ellis feeds that scrum. And here's Jason Crooks. Tim Spears takes on the line, is well wrapped up though, and well pushed back by Jody Sharif. Ellis again though, finds Lockwood. Lockwood takes on the Cougars line. Rovers just short of their own 40 now. Here's Crossley. Crossley gets Rovers up to halfway. That's a good run from Crossley. A good 10 metres made, and Rovers are on the centre spot now. But here's Moore. Had to reach for that. The Cougars wanted a forward pass. The fans at least, but the referee happy enough. Here's Andy Kane with a high kick now. Ian Hardman's chasing it down. But that's well taken. And a penalty for Rovers. The referee is saying that a Keighley Cougars player touched it, and then it was a Rovers player taken off the ball, Joe.
Yeah, Ian Hartman there complaining to the ref. He was unable to get to the ball, taken out without receiving it, and the Cougars now being punished for that. Deep into their territory, we're going to look to get over again here from a short distance as Andy Kane works it wide, brilliantly spun by Gareth Moore, and Sharp's it! Sharp stepped inside, Will Sharp there. Phenomenal attack from the Rovers.
Indeed it was, working the ball down that left-hand side. Through the hands it went. Moore able to spin out to the tackle. The pass found its way to Gareth Moore. And to Will Sharp, and Will Sharp able to step inside and get over that line. Rovers hit back again. Keighley Cougars 8, Featherstone Rovers 10. Joe, 2 Rovers tries coming from 2 Keighley mistakes.
When we get the field position, we know we're going to be able to get over the line, as we're already showing today. You know, who else would you want on the end of something than Will Sharp? He's a brilliant finisher. Was able to step inside, and there was simply no catching him for the Cougars. Gareth Moore, he's already showing what he's got in his return to the side. Been out through suspension, of course, but they're spinning away from his man. There's no way to keep tabs on him the way he's playing at the moment. But yeah, they let us in good areas, we let them in good areas. Both teams are going to get over. Is that a lack of line defence, or is it brilliant attack? I don't know.
It's a good question indeed. But 2 superb tries for Rovers. Gareth Moore kicked one. Gareth Moore's converted that try as well. So Rovers are stretched in front again. Keighley Cougars 8, Featherstone Rovers 12. And Steve Crossley has gone off. And Andy Ellis has gone off. Let's try and see. And Teasdale is on. And who else has come on? And Matty James has come on. So Teasdale and James on for Rovers, and Crossley and Ellis off. Here's Kyle Trout now. Of course, Teasdale had a superb match last week against the Eagles, probably one of Rovers' standout players.
walking on the place number 10, Sean Hesketh.
As Sean Hesketh goes off for the Keighley's, for the Cougars even. And Scott Law has come on. Here's Lockwood now, Rovers just short of the 40. Andy Kane. It's a kick in from inside the 40 for Moore. Has it got the angle? No, it hasn't. So that is going to run touch and goal. A great effort there from Gareth Moore though. Could see what he was trying to do, but the angle of the kick just wasn't quite right, Joe.
Didn't quite come off, but it's showing a confidence in the man that we didn't see early in the season. That he's willing to try things. Just we know he's got the ability if he can just come and fulfill it, which he's done on a couple of occasions later on in the season.
Indeed he has, and Gareth Moore of course showing Rovers what was missing last week, that direction and leadership which he does bring to this team. Here are the Cougars now. It's James Feather from acting halfback, making a good 10 metres. Jones finds Hanforth. Hanforth changes direction. He's wrapped up 25 metres out from the Rovers line, centre field. This is the last tackle, so Danny Jones puts a high kick for the corner towards Crutz. That's out on the full from Danny Jones. So a disappointing end to what was a good position there for the Cougars. And Rovers will restart that set on their own 20, Joe.
Disappointing end, but they're coming upfield well and we're not being able to hold them back, which is unfortunate, but at least we've got it out on the 20 now, and when we're going forward, ball in hand, we're looking threatening, we're finding ways through as Ben Blackmore brings it up well there. Luke Teasdale's come onto the field, we're yet to see that spark yet, but the way he played last week, you know, being able to bring a hooker on just 20 minutes into the game, just think how fresh Andy Ellis will be when he comes on in the second half, as Greg Worthington comes down well this left side.
He does a good break there from Greg Worthington, and there is a penalty for the Cougars. For the Rovers, sorry. It is a penalty for the Rovers, should I say. Blackmore involved in a bit of fisticuffs earlier on in that set. The referee having a word at a distance. And here's Sean Pick now, Rovers just outside that 20. Lockwood, Moore to Kane. Oh, that was on! It was on! Superb effort from Rovers, it was great interpassing, and the Cougars going for the intercept. It was knocked down, it was, by James Keighley, and if he had taken that pass it was an intercept and James Keighley was over, Joe.
Good spontaneity from the Rovers, you know, the Cougars are rushing up on them and they nearly found their way around there, having to adjust to the situation, but yeah, if that interception had come off, it is dangerous the way we're playing for both sides, really. And if it had come off, he'd have been downfield, and I doubt there'd have been any catching him the way he was going.
Certainly not, of course. Will Sharp is in the line as the fullback, so here's Moore. Looked a high tackle from here, and Moore ended up actually being helped out by one of his teammates in that tackle. Teasdale takes on the line himself. Confident play from Teasdale, and it's Will Sharp of all people in acting halfback now. Andy Kane now shows it once and then drops it off to Lockwood. Going for that line, Rovers 3 metres short. Here's the last tackle, says Mr. Cobb. Here's Moore. Tries to duck under. Not a good enough end to that set there, Joe. The chance was on for Rovers to move the ball one way or the other, but Moore pinned in the tackle.
Well, in some ways they are closing down the options that the halfbacks have, and it's a reasonable place to concede possession. We've got them into their own 10, we've got them in a corner, so we're limiting their options. They can only come one way, and we can see already that we're attempting to pin them back and doing so well thus far.
Indeed we are, and I think the Cougars are starting to get frustrated at times as well.
The most substitution for the Cougars is the 14 Paul March and the 15 Scott. Number 18 Neil Cherry on.
As Paul March comes on. Paul March and Neil Cherryholm are on for the Cougars. Here's Sharif. Paul March is in at hooker for the Cougars, obviously a player coach as well. He leads the team round the pitch so well, does Paul March, and that's a kick through from Danny Jones. Good positioning from Will Sharp to take the kick, and here's the return. Dances round one like he's not there.
Our next score up next for the championship. Swinton 6, Whitehaven 8. Doncaster 0, Batley 12. Wilkinson 6, Dewsbury 0.
Latest scores from the championship are that Doncaster are losing at home to the Batley Bulldogs. As things stand, Rovers have got second spot if things stay as they are. Can't see things staying as they are though. Here goes Jason Crooks. Obviously announcing that over the pitch. The Rovers players are going to hear that. Will it give them a lift, Joe? Right, just a second. As the Rovers are the over? No. I thought Rovers were over then just for a second. It was a break by Will Sharp. He got the pass away to Pick. Are Rovers over now? No, they're not. They're forced to drop out though. Will Sharp managed to get through. He got the pass away to Pick. It looked like the line was open, Joe, for Sean Pick. But well closed down by the Cougars, and Rovers are forced to drop out.
You asked the question there, will that give Rovers the lift? The question, the answers could have been they could have brought in complacency, or yes, could have given a lift, but what an answer they gave you there, bringing it down that outside. Oh, they're looking threatening once again, but Keighley working well to defend. You know that they're up for it as well, hearing that Batley are 12 points up. They know what they have to do.
They certainly do, and that's a great drive in from Matt James. Teesdale finds Lockwood. Moore, Andy Kane. Out wide to Hardman. Gets the ball inside to Will Sharp. Will Sharp looking where to go. Fends off two. What a run from Will Sharp! Oh, fantastic run! Will Sharp, that's great defence from the Cougars. Here are the Rovers though. Spears just able to hold the ball. It's all on. Hardman. That ball's come loose. Oh, disappointing end to the set. James Craven able to pick it up. But Joe, what a run from Will Sharp.
You know, when Will Sharp got the ball there, my mind went back to a game against Lee at home last season. The ball was mispassed to him and it went behind. He collected the ball, he danced around so many men, zigzagging across the field. He's majestic in the way he runs, this man, and there's no keeping hold of him. I thought he'd find his way through once more there, but clearly he's saving that for later.
As the Cougars make another change, as Elliot Cosgrove comes on. And that's a kick over the top for the Cougars. Will Sharp is able to pick it up on the run and return it forward. Then dances across the line. Tackled on his own 20. Oh, a mistake from Blackmore. From Martin halfback. It was a straightforward enough pass. But Ben Blackmore, should I say, not able to take the pass in. And here's a chance for the Cougars, Joe, on the 26, tackles in hand.
You know, if Featherstone had their tails up, you thought the Cougars might be starting to get a little demoralised, and then you get something like that. Perhaps just a lapse in concentration. It's very hot out there. I know it fries you when I go on about the conditions, but perhaps they're a little fried out there. Now the Cougars have an opportunity. They've not been on our line for some time. Will they be as effective as they were early in the half?
Soon find out. Here they are now on that left-hand edge. It's James Haley. Kyle Trout has gone off. I didn't catch who's come on. It's Jack Bussey who's come on for Kyle Trout. Bussey in that tackle there, March. Moves it to the left-hand side to Cosgrove. Cosgrove taking on that line again, looking for a repeat of the early try. He's got it. Once again, the defence from Rovers not good enough on the line. 4 or 5 in that tackle. 4 or 5 Rovers defenders in that tackle on the line. But Elliot Cosgrove showing the strength, as was shown earlier in the match by James Craven, to get over for the Cougars. Cougars hit back again. Keighley Cougars 12, Featherstone Rovers 12.
What again this is turning out to be. It's all level now here, Cougar Park. It's frustrating as a Rovers fan watching this unfold. when we're on our line, we've got to be able to wrap this ball up. He looked certainly tackled. There were so many men on him, and then perhaps release, perhaps just not keeping hold, and he's able to find his way over. Great determination from the Cougars though. Like we've said before, they're really up for it today, just as much as we are. And with that result going the way it is between Batley and Doncaster, they know they need it. They need a bit of luck too, but the post wasn't helping them there.
Indeed it wasn't. That conversion attempt rattling the right hand upright from Danny Jones, and that upright is still swaying from that conversion attempt hitting it. So all square here at Cougar Park. Rovers need to tighten up that line defence, Joe. That's 2 tries to score in similar fashion, have the Cougars. Where they've had the ball on the line, there's been men in attendance, and they've just used, what is it, a lack, is it strength, or is it a lack of discipline from Rovers on the line?
It's more frustration than anything at the fact that we're making the tackles, we're stopping the men, but we're not being able to wrap the ball up, and then we've got men in, but they're managing to get it down. We've got to remember that this is a contact sport where both sides are going all out today, so perhaps you've got to pay some credit to the Keighley players who are finding their way over, but Rovers have got to wrap the ball up better. You can't be conceding tries when you've made the tackle already.
You can't, and there was a kick through from the Cougars. It came off, I think, one of their own players. I'm not quite, didn't see exactly what happened, but the referee has said it's come off Cougars' chest. He's put the scrum down 5 metres inside the Cougars' half centre field for the Rovers. So Rovers now with a chance to hit back. Teasdale from the base of the scrum finds Jason Crooks. Teasdale skips away from one, is almost away there from Elliot Cosgrove, but well wrapped up in the end. Andy Kane finds Tim Spears now. Rovers are back in the 20. The Cougars 20. Teasdale again, Andy Kane shows it once, shows it twice. Finds Keegan Hurst on the charge. And here's Matt James. Is he? Oh my word! He was so close to getting that ball down, but the referee has ruled that Matt James has in fact knocked it on. I thought he'd got that down, Joe.
Yeah, and so did the Rovers fans over on that side, just agonising there. Matt James finding his way through. I thought, this is it, we've got to take the lead again, but it stays all level. What a game this is, both sides finding their way through. On a couple of occasions when we've looked like we're going over though, we've not been able to claim the 4 points, unfortunately.
Indeed we haven't on that occasion. So close there though for Rovers. And this is better defence from Rovers, pinning the Cougars back in their own 20. And Danny Jones from that's in half-back, and that's good defence again from Rovers. The Cougars are only just on their own 20-metre line. That's 4 tackles gone. March. The fans behind the post wanting a forward pass. March again, and here's Danny Jones with a kick. Towards Ben Blackmore, who takes it on the second bounce and returns it. Tries to spin out of one tackle, but he is well wrapped up. And Rovers will start this set 5 metres short of halfway now. Moore finds Will Sharp on the charge. Rovers back in the Cougars half, 4 tackles in hand. Moore to Keegan Hurst. Hurst having a strong end to the season, Joe.
Another player, one of the imports who's just got better and better, Gaz Moore as well. You know, sometimes players just need to run in the side, a chance to get to know their teammates. Particularly at scrum half where you're running the show, you've got to have an understanding of the other players' assets. And at prop, you've got to develop that understanding with your hooker, otherwise you won't take the ball cleanly.
Indeed you won't. It's the last tackle kick from Gareth Moore. Hardman's underneath it. Oh, if Hardman could have taken that ball cleanly, all he had to do was to spin and it was over, but he just couldn't take that ball, and that's excellent defence from Rovers. 3 men pushing the Cougars back. Crooks, Bussey and Spears it was, and Spears in at the next tackle as well. Rovers again pinning the Cougars back here. March acting halfback. That's a good hit again from Rovers. Bussey in the tackle along with Matt James. Danny Jones to Tiger Hanford. That kick was taken to 1 metre out of his own 20, and Will Sharp has fully 20 metres to return that ball to his 40. An excellent defensive set from Rovers. As the ball is worked out to that left-hand side. Ben Blackmore from acting halfback makes the dart and gets into the Cougars half again. Sean Pickett acting halfback. Finds Greg Worthington. Teasdale, Moore, shows it once, drops it off to Bussey now. Rovers are back up to 20, that's the last tackle now. Teasdale finds Gareth Moore again. Moore with a high kick for the corner. That's a great chase down by Rovers. The Cougars winger jumps from his own, a metre in the field of play. Pushed back by 3 Rovers chasers, and once again Joe, Rovers are forced to drop out.
Another repeat set for the Rovers, and I think that all came from the last defensive set where we were able to pin the Cougars back to their own half, and as a result we start on our own 40. This game's been yet another one that's all about field position, because both teams have been able to cross the whitewash when they're in the opposition half. But both teams are equally defending well down the middle, so territorial gains are hard to come by when you are pinned back.
Indeed they are. There is a drop out, it's taken by Gareth Moore, and here goes Matt James on the charge. Beats 1 man but well wrapped up by 2 more. It's a knock on. It's a knock on by Matt James. So Rovers do so well, Joe, to get the field position. They pin the Cougars back in the 20. In one set they force a drop out, and then on the first drive from the return they lose possession.
Appears to be the nature of this game that every time one side really gets going and they seem to have the momentum, something like that happens. There's a knock on that just appears ridiculous from over here. But it's happening to both sides. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the occasion getting to them. I'm not too sure.
That's the only fortunate thing for Rovers. It is happening to both sides. Here are the Cougars then. Danny Jones acting half-back, moves that ball inside. It's Scott Law. Offloads there to March. And here's March again. And here go the Cougars. That's an excellent attacking move from the Cougars, attacking that Rovers half now. March acting half-back. Here's Hanford. Is well wrapped up there by Jack Bussey. Is Paul Hanford. March to Danny Jones. Danny Jones gets the offload away to Cosgrove. Andy Kane got a hand to that, I think. Did he? What's the referee said? The referee has said that the Cougars have knocked on. I'm not going to complain with that one. I didn't see it myself. I thought Rovers have got a hand into it and the referee were going to wipe it. But the referee and the cameraman are saying that the Cougars did knock on, Joe.
I'll take that. Yeah, that's fair enough in my book. Great vision there from the referee, Mr. Joe Corb, eagle eye. Phenomenal there, great decision, and the Rovers now bringing it upfield. Ben Jason Crooks, apologies, getting in on the action here, bringing it up well. As Greg Worthington now gets on the ball.
Indeed, I don't say it very often, but well done, Joe Cobb. I think that's the first time I've said that this year. Here's Keegan Hurst now. He's a great referee, is that Mr. Cobb. And here's Jack Bussey. It's a forward pass. To me, it looks a flat pass. I think the call's come from one of the touch judges. I'm not so sure about that one. But I'll say it again, he's a great referee, is that Joe Cobb.
I'm going to be very careful what I say. And with that we reach half time. I think that forward pass is fair enough, to be honest, because there's arguably been a few that we've sent out. Andy Kane sent one out early in the first half that looked forward to me, but no, it went well, and not everyone's going to be caught. It's just the clear ones that really matter. Neither of them have had an effect on any of the tries, but what a half we've had. 12 points apiece, it's all guns a-blazing. We're in a brilliant stadium, the sun's out, we've got a bit of cloud cover now, so it'll be good for swing bowling over in the cricket field, which is behind the main stand. And yeah, it's all going brilliantly at the moment. Come on, Batley, come on, Junkies, man.
Indeed. So what a first half it's been. We said before the match, we have said during the match, both teams need a draw to secure their Keighley to secure safety, Rovers to secure second spot. As things stand, both teams are getting what they need. Started off well for the Cougars though with a penalty goal for Danny Jones, before Ian Hardman managed to get out for the Rovers. From the kick-off it was a mistake by the Cougars. Hardman able to spin out to tackle, get over in the corner, and a superb conversion from Gareth Moore. 5 minutes later, James Craven got over from poor defence from the Rovers on their own line. Looked like they had him well and truly wrapped up with 3 or 4 men around him, but James Craven able to get that ball down. That was converted by Danny Jones again. Then Will Sharp managed to get over for a try on the 20-minute mark, which again was converted by Gareth Moore. Elliot Cosgrove hit back for the Cougars with 10 minutes left to half-time. That one wasn't converted, the conversion hit the post. Joe, an excellent first half.
Thrilling first half, both teams all going at it, and that's rugby league at its best, isn't it? What better introduction would we want to the playoffs? And just as long as we get that second place, I'll have a similar sort of half. You know, very competitive games at the moment we're being involved in, all teams going at each other, and that's what we like to see. I hope that Keighley stay up. I love coming here to this ground, and I know they've got that derby that they want to have against Bradford, which I'm sure will be brilliant. And if Featherstone aren't playing, I'd love to get down to. Let's hope it's a Sky game, but not if it comes at the cost of us getting second place. But as long as Batley do the business at Donny, it doesn't really matter the outcome here, just as long as it's a great game.
Indeed, and if you're Andy Hay at half time, the first message you've got to give surely is tighten up that line defence.
Without a doubt, keep hold of the ball in the tackle, you know, wrap the man up, make sure he can't get the ball down. If you're between the ball and the line, then they can't score a try, simple as.
Okay, so here we go then folks, it's half time at Cougar Park. Keighley Cougars 12, Featherstone Rovers 12. Welcome back to the second half, folks, here at Cougar Park. Cougars 12, Rovers 12. As things stand, if results stay as they are, Rovers have got second, and Keighley are staying up. Doncaster are currently trailing at home to Batley, and Halifax are losing as well. Rovers will get first use of the ball in this second half. Joe, what's the message in the second half?
Wrap the ball up and everything will be alright, lads. We know we can find our way over the line, but can we keep them out? That's the question. Still going to be going all at it, because even with the draw, which they know could escape them, they can go out on points difference. You know, Whitehaven would have to do something special, but still a possibility.
It is indeed, and here are Rovers then with the first attack of the second half. Here goes Matt James on the drive, and Rovers are up to the 40 now. Here's Bussey. And it's the first penalty in the second half goes to Rovers. The referee says for a high tackle. So Rovers get just short of halfway and then get a penalty which Gareth Moore takes. And so Rovers start on the Cougars 40 now. Kane to Keegan Hurst. Teasdale to Andy Kane now. Oh, the intercept was on Sharp. Here's Crooks. 10 tries in 13 games for Jason Crooks. Here's Andy Kane. Drops it off to Keegan Hurst again, tries to spin out of that tackle. Referee calls held. Keegan Hurst, I'm not sure he actually played that ball, but never mind. Here's Moore. Ball's come back to Moore. It's a knock on, says the referee. I think he must have come off Jack Bussey and then gone forward back to Moore. So Rovers turn over possession in the Cougars 20, Joe.
Yeah, perhaps a breakdown in communication there from the Rovers. At least we've turned it over in a good area here so we can look to pin them back, but not the way you want to be finishing your sets, lads.
Indeed it's not, but like I say, the best possible position to turn possession over. Cougars penned right in their own 20, they've got the full length to go. And here, let's see what Keighley can do with this set now. Here's Cosgrove. And here's a good drive from the Cougars. That ball's loose. That's a knock on. So Keighley have turned possession over now. So Rovers will get possession. Centre field, 25 metres out. Nobody wants it, Joe.
No, neither team can keep hold of it, and perhaps it's going to be a halfway set completion and you'll win the game here. But yeah, 30 metres out, straight down the middle, can go either side, options open, and they bring it left this time. Greg Worthington there, he never gets snapped on the first tackle, this man, I tell you.
Very strong player, Greg Worthington there, and Luke Teasdale at in half back finds Keegan Hurst. Hurst, I thought he was looking for the offload, but still going. So Rovers on the 20 now. Keegan Hurst finds Jack Bussey. Jack Bussey tries to power his way through, but well wrapped up by the Cougars. Rovers on the 10 metre line, centre field now, Teasdale. Keegan Hurst again now. Rovers 3 metres away now, just to the left of the uprights. Teasdale with a dab through. Rovers over. It's a dropout, says the referee. A great effort there from Luke Teasdale with a dab through from Atsin halfback. The Cougars able to drop on that ball, and Rovers force a dropout. Good effort there by Teasdale again, Joe.
Young man here is coming to the side and showing so much confidence. He's full of ideas and he's willing to try things. He's not worried about costing his place in the side, you know, because he has confidence in his ability, and it's certainly paying off. If we can sew this defence up, we need something for the playoffs, and perhaps he might just be it. He might be that difference we've been searching for all season.
Indeed, he's certainly showing some great form at the minute. Here's another player, a young player in good form. For Rovers, it's Sean Pick. Teasdale now to Keegan Hurst, who drops it off to Jack Bussey now. Rovers on that 20. Teasdale again, here's Moore. Andy Kane. Tim Spears, who was, well, I think was the intended man, but he was wrapped up early. So Andy Kane took it himself. Teasdale going strong from acting half. Here's the last tackle. Will Sharp attacks in half back. Finds Andy Kane. Andy Kane steps inside and a dab. He's taken out off the ball. I'll say something, Joe. That's clever play from Andy Kane. He knew exactly what he was doing. It's a little dab through, and he drew the foul in. That's so clever, Joe. And Rovers taking the 2.
Obviously, Andy Kane knows men are going to be shooting up at him, and they're not going to be able to pull out of the challenge that late. But you know, you can't take a man out off the ball, and he's got rid of it. Taking the 2, probably a wise option. It's been a low-scoring game, despite both sides experiencing some defensive errors. But yeah, no points taken this half, so let's take the first a lot.
Rovers looking to do to Keighley what Keighley did to Rovers, get an early 2-point lead. Keighley did it to Rovers in the first half. Rovers looking to do it in the second. That one is no problem for Gareth Moore as the flags go up. Rovers have the early advantage. Keighley Cougars 12, Featherstone Rovers 14. 6 minutes into the second half. It was clever, I have to say, it was clever play from Andy Kane to draw that foul in. Getting the kick, getting the little dink through the 2 defenders. Drew the foul. And now Rovers will get this ball from the kickoff. The first message here now has to be complete this set and get a good field position kicking, Joe.
Return from scoring points. It's been something we've been struggling of late, but let's hope we can do it this time as Keighley brings it up well. How much of an improved player is he at the moment? Taking 3 men to bring him down there and still driving him backwards.
Indeed he is. It certainly has improved towards the end of the season. Had a difficult start at Rovers, Keegan Hurst. Another player who's improved since he's coming to the first team is Luke Teasdale. And Ben Blackmore now goes into acting halfback from Will Sharp. He'll take on that line himself. Gets the ball away to Worthington. That'll do though. Teasdale now finds Gareth Moore. Moore steps inside, gets away from one. Can't get away from the second. Teasdale again now. Here's Andy Kane. Kane puts a high kick up. That's well taken by James Craven. Well taken by the Cougars fullback there, James Craven. He's got a try in the first half as well. And here come the Cougars now, trying to work out from their own 20. Cosgrove. Well wrapped up though, Jason Crooks in the tackle. March from acting halfback gets the pass inside, and Keighley are away, are they? Yes they are! Cougars are away, what a tackle! I thought for a minute that ball had come loose in the tackle. Here's the Cougars on the attack though. Ball is juggled and it's worked out wide. Keighley losing a sense of direction, Craven takes it in. What an attack from the Cougars, they're in the 20, it's the last tackle now. Here's Tiger Handforth with a crossfield kick for the corner. And that's well taken by, I think it might even be Sean Pick, you know. No, it's Jason Crooks. Jason Crooks and Sean Pick wearing the same colour boots, that's why I thought it was Pick. But what a tackle that was, and what play from the Cougars. The Cougars responding well to going behind. Rovers struggling to break the line at the moment. Here's Jack Bussey. Worthington now. Rovers struggling to break the Cougars line. That's the last tackle. And Rovers are still pending the 20s. Gareth Moore now. That kick's charged down. And Rovers have got the ball back. A let-off for Rovers. But what a defensive set for Keighley, Joe.
Fantastic defensive set from Keighley. They're throwing their entire arsenal at the Rovers, and we're not able to find our way out at the moment. Got it all to do again here though, with that charge down truly costing them. There's people playing rounders on the cricket field behind it. Can't they hear what's happening here? There's a fantastic game of rugby league going on. Get yourselves in. Kids go free today, I think.
I think they may do, and here are Rovers on the attack. Rovers managing to get the ball back from the charge down. Rovers were most alert to it. Came to Keegan Hurst. Hurst on the charge. Lockwood now puts the ball inside. Who's that come off? Rovers are in! Oh, I thought Rovers were in. The Cougars have just managed to knock that dead. And it is going to be a dropout. Joe, I thought we were in the corner then.
We see the Cougars coming towards our line, looking dangerous, then pinning us back. Then we see Rovers come upfield, looking dangerous in the corner and forcing the dropout. End-to-end stuff. Both teams are looking class acts at the moment. The defensive side isn't there, but you know they are managing to hold them out so far in this half. Defences are scrambling well, perhaps not quite the wrapping up we'd like to see, but it's a brilliant game of rugby to be watching at the moment.
Indeed it is. Gareth Moore has taken that drop out and offloads to Matt James. Here come Rovers now with another offensive set. Crooks at acting halfback finds Bussey, the fans below us, wanting a forward pass. Teasdale to Moore. Moore throws it and then goes himself. Teasdale waits, it's acting halfback. Here's Jack Bussey. Bussey takes on the line. Rovers 10 metres away, just to the left of the uprights. Keegan Hurst drops it off to Moore, who gets the pass away. Here's the last tackle now. Teasdale finds Moore again. Moore with a kick for the corner. It's picked up. It was Andy Kane, sorry, it was a kick. Well wrapped up though by the Cougars. And now they'll be looking to battle out to their own 20 again. And Rovers were looking to keep the defence tight and keep them pinned down here. And again, no penalties for the Rovers will be very nice indeed. Really is end-to-end stuff here, folks, at Cougar Park. If you're not here, you're missing a brilliant rugby league match. March just slows things down at that one play. The ball has a breather, I think, whilst he's taking it. Here's Hanforth now. Well inside his 40, it's a kick for the opposite corner. Crooks able to pick it up well, and he runs that ball back well as well. What a return from Jason Crooks, makes 25 metres, and Rovers starting just inside their own half. Here's Ben Blackmore now, gets Rovers into the Cougars half. Cougars fans want somebody off, I'm not sure who. But here goes Teasdale again, causing problems. Bussey. Crossley to Andy Kane. Will Sharp. Rovers lost momentum a little bit on that play. Teasdale again. Here's Crossley again now. On the charge, Steve Crossley. Still going Crossley. Teasdale waits. Rovers are under the uprights. It's Andy Kane to Will Sharp. It's the last tackle, is it? Not sure that was the best option on the last. I'd have fancied a kick in the corner myself. But of all the places to turn over possession again, Joe, it's right on the Cougars line.
Looking to pin them back again. How intense is this game? Both teams going all out here. Scorching out there, but they're still going at one another like their lives depend on it. And to some extent, the lives of these clubs and their future certainly do depend on it.
Indeed they do. The fans are in fine voice as well. Away to the right and away to the left. Rovers have brought another fantastic following. Here are the Cougars. And that's a good move from dummy half. I think James Feather might be back on. Yes, he is. Here's Andy Schickel. The ball's worked out to that left-hand side. It's a great step inside. Here's Cosgrove, I think, on that left-hand side for the Cougars. A kick for the corner. Oh, Will Sharp! An awful bounce for Will Sharp. I think Will Sharp must have thought that ball was going to bounce dead. It bounced up horribly, and the Cougars able to pick that ball up and get over the line. The Cougars have got their noses in front. It's Paul White who's over for the Cougars. An awful bounce for that kick. And the Cougars have their noses in front. Joe. Keighley 16, Featherstone Rovers 14.
Cougars take the lead now. This game is anything but predictable. But if you want predictable, you're watching a sport with a wrong-shaped ball. The bounce there, not quite working out for Will Sharp, but working out brilliantly for White as he scored down in that corner to take the lead for the home side. Blimey, they're going all at it today, and it's coming up trumps for them at the moment. Could we have asked for a better end to the season? Well, if we end up winning at the end of the day, I don't think we could. This is going brilliant. It's going brilliant in a brilliant stadium. And blimey, I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be at the moment.
And there's the conversion attempt, is good. The flags go up for Danny Jones. And so, 15 minutes into the second half, it's Keighley Cougars 18, Featherstone Rovers 14. Don't write the Rovers off yet though, as Gareth Moore takes the kick off. Paul Hanforth and another Keighley player getting in each other's way a bit there, but they managed to get away with it. James Feather making a difference on his return for the Cougars from the spell on the touchline. Paul March doing what Paul March does. Well, no, it's Sean Hesketh, sorry. Winning the penalty for the Cougars. Cougars tails are up. Rovers need to dig deep now, Joe.
Yeah, great touch finder from Hanforth there as well, bringing his team right up to the halfway line, and they're on the attack again here. Tell you what, the colours these teams are playing in, it could be South Sydney Rabbitohs versus Melbourne Storm. Might not be that standard, but blimey, it's just as good a game and just as entertaining.
Indeed it is, and here are the Cougars in the Rovers half. Cheered on by the fans. It's Danny Jones with a pass out to that left. Rovers have dropped off the tackle. Keighley. James Feather was on the inside. He wanted the inside pass. Here's Danny Jones again. Keighley are over again. It's Andy Schickel for the Cougars. The Cougars have hit 2 tries in 3 minutes. And the fans away to our right are going absolutely bananas. It was a simple pass. It was a simple play for the Cougars. They almost got over the tackle before through James Feather. Instead he was just held up. The ball worked right. James Feather again loose tackling from Rovers, and James Feather able to get under the sticks. It's now Keighley Cougars 22, Featherstone Rovers 14.
They've got their tails up certainly here at Cougar Park. The fans are going crazy beneath us, and why not? They're taking out a lead in the home, they're taking the lead now in the home town, and Danny Jones puts over the kick there to extend the lead even further. They're playing the second place side. They thought they might be facing relegation today, but alas not. We'll be visiting here again next season. But can we keep hold of second place? That's the question at the moment.
Indeed it is, and Rovers really do need to dig deep now. Rovers have to score next to keep in with a shout of this game. Indeed, Joe says from my left, come on Batley. Of course, Rovers, if they lose today and Doncaster lose, will keep second spot. Don't want to have to rely on other teams though, Rovers. Here go the Cougars again. James Feather is running havoc at dummy half at the minute. He's having a superb second spell for the Cougars. Here's Hanforth, he's in his own 40. That's a 40-20. Of all the places to bounce when you look in, I'll tell you something, Joe. That ball was an inch in the field of play, if that.
An inch in field, yes, but everything's coming up. Keighley, Paul Hanforth there finding touch for his side, and perhaps it's just their day. But no, we can still do this. We just need to hold out here. We need to make sure that we wrap up the ball, don't let them over the line, and get downfield quickly. There's still plenty of time left in this game, and we can still turn things around without a doubt.
Indeed we can. There's still a good 20 minutes plus left on the clock. The Cougars will get this head and feed at this scrum from that 40-20. I personally thought it had bounced on the line. The touch judge said it wasn't. Joe says it was in field as well. Here's Sharif. Rovers need to keep the concentration in defence. Can't afford to let the Cougars get further ahead here. Danny Jones. And Paul White now, slow to get up. I think he may have picked up a knock there, he has. And on this occasion, the Cougars attacked that line. And on this occasion, Rovers able to hold the player up. It was Ian Hardman in tackle. The ball's worked out to Tiger Hanforth now. That ball's come loose. This is a free play, surely. Referee's happy enough that Rovers have retained possession and allows play to go on. A big set for Rovers now. They need to get upfield. They need to get something from this set, even if it's a good kick and a turnaround. Here's Sean Pick now. Ellis, Bussey, Moore, Kane, Sharp. Nice, simple passing, but not very effective on that occasion. As Kyle Trout's back on for Rovers and gets Rovers into Cougars half. Ellis is back on as well. So Trout and Ellis are both back on for Rovers. Keegan Hurst has gone off. And here's a kick from Moore. It's a high kick for the corner. Well taken on this wing though by Daly Williams. Chased down by Greg Worthington and the Cougars now. Starting off where Rovers want them, in their own 10-metre line. Long passes across the field from Keighley. And a mistake from Keighley. So Rovers. It was Danny Jones it was with the mistake. A long pass out from the play of the ball. Of all places in their own 10-metre area. Always worries me when we see Rovers do it. It's not come off for Keighley there. Rovers need a try off this set though, Joe.
Yeah, try or repeat set. We need to keep the ball down this end of the field. They're finding ways through in our half. So let's keep them out of there. Let's try and get it over for ourselves. We know we've got the capability.
Certainly have. Here's Ellis now. And Steve Crossley. Rovers are hammering that Keighley line now. Can we get over? Rovers need scores, need points quickly. Andy Kane though, it's well wrapped up. Ellis waits. Moore to Will Sharp. Kane again. Steve Crossley. Rovers struggling to get through this Keighley defence at the moment. Kane with a dab through. Peak! It's Sean Pick! It's Sean Pick. Joe will tell you as much as me that Sean Pick is over for the Rovers. Rovers hit back again. Keighley Cougars 24. Featherstone Rovers 18. It was a wonderful kick through from Andy Kane. Found the gap beautifully behind the defence. And Sean Pick, in acres of space, able to drop on that ball. Rovers hit back. They had to get the next try. They've got the next try. Joe.
15 minutes to go now. It's still all to play for here. We needed that next try and now we've got it. Clever little kick through there by Andy Kane out on the fringes. Now he's got that ability because Gazmore's running it down the middle. He can give us that extra bit of flavour out wide, and he certainly did there with Grubber that the Cougars just couldn't deal with. Sean Pickey's a tall lad and he reached out beyond what anyone else could. How much does this matter though, that Gazmore can slot this over, take us within 4 points, and he misses it. It's alright, 6 points off, another converted try would take us level. Still 15 minutes to play, still all to play for here at Cougar Park.
It is all to play for indeed. That's probably the one conversion in the match that you want Gazmore to kick to get you within that 4-point lead. Rovers are back within 6. Keighley Cougars 24, Featherstone Rovers 18. So the kick-off from Danny Jones then. Rovers not in, Gazmore not interested there. That out on the full by a good couple of yards. So once again a mistake from the Cougars, and Rovers will get a penalty on halfway, which Gareth Moore says I'm taking. Takes a yard further forward than it actually should have been. But we're not going to argue over a yard. So Rovers then, instead of being in their own 20, in the Cougars 20. Here's Steve Crossley. How nice would another try be right now? Ellis. Not sure that pass was quite on there for Ellis to Trout. Ellis himself. Is he over? He's pushed back by the Cougars. Rovers a yard short. Bussey in attacks in half-back is found through the hands of Kane. Rovers attacking down that right-hand side at the minute. Ellis again. Crooks is over! It's Jason Crooks is over! But once again for Rovers, it's as tight to the touchline as you can possibly get. Oh, Rovers have cut it back with 2 tries in 2 minutes. Rovers are back within 2, but probably arguably its most difficult conversion to come. Keighley Cougars 24, Featherstone Rovers 22.
Working it down well down that right channel. They like to leave it till late to the Rovers. They like to make it close, and that was anything. That was definitely close there from Jason Crooks, right against the touchline, just to get the ball over. Quite an ask for Gaz Moore here with this conversion, but you've got to say it's a very important one to draw his level going into the final 10 minutes. Lots to do still. We know Keighley will still be going at it. Like we say, it's a hugely important game for both teams, but neck and neck right until the end.
Indeed, it is a massive conversion for Gareth Moore. Here we go. Some sort of siren sounded in the stand just as a kick's hit, so the conversion missed. Keighley Cougars 24, Featherstone Rovers 22. Once again, it's a 2-point ball game, Joe.
Blaming the hooter for the conversion. Shouldn't you be criticising some ball boys or something?
I'm not sure if I should or not, but nevertheless. Danny Jones this time making sure the kick doesn't go too deep. Gaz Moore picks up and then runs that ball back. Rovers tails are up. Rovers 2 tries in 3 minutes. Here's Kyle Trout now. Cougars still have the noses in front. A bonus point would not be enough for Rovers if Doncaster win. Here's Andy Kane now. As Andy Ellis runs into acting halfback. Takes on the line himself, Andy Ellis. Jack Bussey in there now. No, Andy Kane goes in again. It's Moore with a high kick. It's a deep kick from Moore. Easily enough taken on that occasion by Daly Williams and well wrapped up by 3 chasers. The call from the van below us is nothing stupid. I think that's probably the best piece of advice given all afternoon. Here come the Cougars now. Feather from acting halfback. Moves the ball in field. It's Andy Schickel. Jody Sharif now runs straight back at James Feather, who is just exactly where the play the ball was. Feather hasn't even needed to move on that occasion. And there's a kick through from Danny Jones, finding touch. I'll tell you something, it's made a difference as Danny Jones for the Cougars, Joe.
Being a smart player, he's an experienced player. He's certainly showing that today with the way he's taking them about the park. Aiding Paul Amforth, they've got 2 very capable halfbacks here. Paul Amforth with a slight limp down this side perhaps, or maybe it's just old age getting to his legs, not quite sure, but he's taking a breather out wide out here, but he knows he can do that because Danny Jones can run things down the middle and they can close this game out. Attempting to drive there at the scrum, but it didn't quite come off. You see that once every 10 games.
do. I'm not sure if we're actually trying to turn this scrum there. Here goes Bussey. Rovers trying to speed things up a bit more now. It's Worthington on this near side. Steps away from one. Is he in touch? Touch judge is right in front of it and says no, it's not. More now. Here's Sean Pick. The fans below us thought he was in touch then, but the touch judge was in a perfect position and he said no. Here's Bussey. Rovers are back in the Cougars half. He steps away from two. Finds Worthington. Andy Ellis moves in. Ellis takes on the line himself. Drops it into Blackmore. Blackmore! He's got Peak! Peak! Peak was for the corner, but good defence from the Cougars to just keep him out. What an effort from Rovers there, attacking down that left-hand edge, Joe. I thought for a minute Sean Pick were going to be in.
Thought we might have it there, thought Pick might be in for his second, but alas not. We need to pin him back here though, there's not long left in this game and we need to be playing in the right areas in order to walk away with the victory here. I'm not sure how battling Doncaster are going. The internet connection's rubbish on my phone. As a Keighley player goes down injured here, but the referee's taking the time off. So that's alright, that'll do us. Starting to blow away by the looks of things. The game will resume shortly, I'm sure, but we've got two balls on the field at the moment.
Referee didn't take time off there, so he did, but then he put it straight back on again. So Rovers have the Cougars where they want them. Rovers now will be hunting a mistake for Cougars. It's just a case of up the jumper time. I think they've got Paul March back on the pitch. That's a player that you do need on the pitch in a match like this, just a steadying influence. And here are the Cougars now. I think that's Paul White in centre field. There's a kick over the top for the corner. Will Sharp doesn't want to scrum down there. He wants to run that back, and indeed he run it back he does. He's got the speed to get away from two, but he's penned down just outside his own 20. So Rovers have got the length of field to go. Moore shows a dummy. Makes a good 15-20 metres there. Here's Blackmore. Rovers are on halfway. Andy Ellis from Acton halfback takes on the line himself, almost away. Blackmore picks that up and he'll take on the line as well. Rovers making good yards from Acton halfback. The markers for the Cougars not working very well at all. Andy Ellis waits now. Here's Moore. Moore with the high crossfield kick for the corner. That's been taken though by Paul White, and the Cougars retain possession. Joe, the Cougars markers not working very well on that set for the Rovers. Rovers making good yards from dummy half on several occasions.
No, I feel the superior fitness of the Rovers might be starting to tell here. We've had phenomenal line speed all game from Keighley in particular, but not quite there later in the game now, and the markers not moving out well enough, so there's plenty of space to be exploited around that ruck area.
Indeed there is, and Cougars are in possession just inside the Rovers half. It's a kick from Jones. Will Sharp able to retrieve that kick and runs it back. He's met on his own 10-metre line. So Rovers have the full length of the field to go. Cougars' tails are up again at the moment, working extremely hard defensively. Moore to Greg Worthington. Ellis again. Here's Moore. Moore with the inside pass to Crooks. I'll tell you something, it's a good job Daley Williams got hold of Jason Crooks there, because if not, Jason Crooks was in for the try. Lockwood with the offload to Crossley, now Moore. It's Andy Kane. Time running out for Rovers and the tails are certainly up. That's a kick through, I think, by Will Sharp of all people. And Rovers have got Keighley penned back on the 20. We're well inside the last 5 minutes. Time is running out for the Rovers. As things stand, Rovers are looking dependent at the moment on Doncaster losing at home to Batley. And here are the Cougars now, back in the Rovers half again. I've got to say, Danny Jones has been particularly outstanding for the Cougars. Here he is again with another kick for the corner. That's all the Cougars need to do. That has run dead in goal though, so that'll be a tap restart on the 20. Rovers fans trying to lift the team and pull them over that try line. Another try for Rovers here. You fancy would settle things. Another try for either team and you fancy it's game over. Here's Blackmore now. Ellis waits. Moore to Andy Kane. Kane with a long pass out wide. Rovers are sacking down that right edge again, where they had the joy earlier in the second half. Andy Kane shows it twice, then finds Moore. Moore with the pass. Will Sharp has got support outside him. It was a simple pass, was all it needed out wide, and Rovers were in. They had a two-man overlap. Instead, they're in centre field. It's Kyle Trout. This is the last tackle. Ellis comes to the left with Moore. Blackmore. It's over! Ben Blackmore is over in the corner for Rovers. Oh my word! Oh, Joe, talk about leaving it late. I thought Will Sharp had blown it a couple of plays earlier when he had the attack down that left-hand side. He had a two-man overload, two-man overlap even, took the tackle, but a less off for Will Sharp. As it happens, it didn't matter because 2 plays later, and as tight to the touchline as he can possibly get, Ben Blackmore is over in the corner. Rovers have got the noses back in front.
What a game this has been. Both teams taking it in turns to have the lead, and now Rovers take it in the dying moment. Ben Blackmore there in the corner finding his way over. I feel both Rovers halfbacks have been able to smarten up to this Keighley attack. Their options have been closed down, but now they're keeping hold of the ball, letting the defence get up on them and exploiting them down the back. That's why we're able to get it out wide, and that's why people like Ben Blackmore are able to get over in the corner. Gaz Moore now lining up this conversion. You have to say it probably doesn't matter as long as we can hold out the Keighley side. But come on, Gaz, send it between the uprights.
Indeed, Rovers could indeed have been over a couple of plays earlier, but Blackmore's conversion attempt is across the face. So Rovers have a 2-point lead with 2 minutes left. Keighley Cougars 26, Featherstone Rovers 28. Joe, surely the message has got to be, get this ball back, nothing stupid, just see how he's set. Keighley have got, oh no, Ellis has picked it up. The Cougars went for the knockback, but Andy Ellis able to drop on that ball now, surely. Nothing fancy now. Worthington.
Today's attendance at Cougar Park is 1,919 people.
1,990 apparently here at Cougar Park. Worthington's away! Worthington! Blackmore! No, it's a forward pass. Oh, I thought that was game, set and match. But I'm not sure, is it a forward pass or a knock-on? But either way, the ball came loose from Worthington and Ben Blackmore. Ben Blackmore was over, but the referee pulled it back. Batley are winning at Doncaster, so Rovers will have a clear gap for second spot. Joe, I thought it was game, set and match.
Can't take this much longer, Ben. They keep going down, they're heading for that try line. And, oh, this is just desperate times now. Luckily, Batley ahead, playing Doncaster, so the result isn't too important for us as things stand. But blimey, I want to win this game, and again with the overlap, he's got men outside, but well done, Gaz Moore there with the tackle, not letting him get it out to his wingman.
Indeed not. Keighley, I think that the late try for Rovers, I think the pace will knock the stuffing out of Keighley a bit. They certainly seem to have lost a bit of the enthusiasm, momentum. Danny Jones certainly hasn't. Rovers have to come up with the ball, yes they have. It's a knock on, which way? And it's a knock on, it's turnover, and Rovers will get the ball back. Oh, Joe, I'm out of breath up here just watching it. I hate to think what it's like playing that there.
Definitely, look at the players, they're all out on their feet. They've been running non-stop at each other all game. It's been brilliant to watch. I've got tongue-tied 1,000 times. But blimey, these players today, they've gone all out. You know, there's been some technical issues, definitely, particularly near the line, not wrapping the ball up. That's been a shame to see, but hopefully we can get that sorted out. And if we show the aggression and the desire we have in this game, then we can mix it up with the best of them.
We certainly can. The last two away games, the desire and the passion and the enthusiasm has certainly been there. Away at Halifax 3 weeks ago, and obviously here today. Referee sending someone to the sin bin. It's sent. Tiger Hanford has been sent to the sin bin to cheers of delight from the Rovers fans. I can only presume that's been for something he said to the referee, possibly disputing that last play the ball situation. It doesn't matter either way. Rovers have got the win either way. Rovers have wrapped up second spot. Why they didn't take the two, I don't know. But Greg Worthington will just run that further line. That's going to be it. Rovers have just got the win. What a fantastic afternoon's entertainment here at Cougar Park. It started off well for the Cougars as early as the 7th minute with a goal for Danny Jones, a penalty goal. A couple of minutes later, Ian Hardman over for the try, which Gaz Moore converted. After 14 minutes, the Cougars hit back through James Craven, and they've got the noses in front through Danny Jones's conversion. Will Sharp then hit back. It was tit for tat in the first half. A try from Will Sharp on 20 minutes to give Rovers a 12-8 lead. The last score of the first half came on the half hour to Elliot Cosgrove with got a try which the conversion hit the uprights. And then on to the second half, and what a second half it's been. They started off well for Rovers with a penalty goal for Gareth Moore before Paul White hit back for the Cougars, followed shortly by Danny Schickel to give the Cougars a 10-point lead. And at that point you had to fear for the Rovers at that point, or fear for them should I say. But late tries for Sean Pick, which wasn't converted. Then Jason Crooks 2 minutes later, it wasn't converted. And so Rovers with a 2-point deficit going into the last 2 or 3 minutes. And you feared for Rovers it wouldn't be enough before Ben Blackmore somehow managed to squeeze over in the corner to give Rovers, the Rovers fans away to our left were jumping for joy. Batley have beaten Doncaster by 24 points to 10. Second spot is wrapped up. Joe, what an afternoon's rugby league at Cougar Park.
Fantastic game to watch. The players now being applauded by the fans on that side, and rightly so. They've given us quite a spectacle today. Yes, perhaps there's been some issues, perhaps they need sorting out. But at the moment, let's just think of how brilliant that game was to watch. Just absolutely non-stop, both teams going all out. It's what we want to see, 13 men running against 13 men and seeing who can take the most of it. Today it was us, we came out on top in a nail-biting finish. Receiving reports that Batley have won 24-10 at Donny, so it's the Keighley Cougars and the Batley Bulldogs that stay up. Halifax winning as well. We've just heard from Jamie the cameraman, so it'll make for an interesting playoffs, definitely. We need to sort out some issues, but if we go at it with the same intensity and aggression we did just there, we can do good things with the players we've still got to come back.
We can indeed, Joe. I've never asked you during the last few minutes there for your man of the match. Obviously, a frenetic finish, like I said, in the last 10 minutes. If you had to pick a man of the match, some outstanding performances across the park. Joe, your thoughts?
I think there were some issues with the halfbacks being closed down early doors, but later in the game, they wised up to it. They were able to take advantage of the Keighley's men launching up on them and able to exploit that then to create some openings. So I think both through allowing Andy Kane to do some attacking moves down the fringes and giving us that control down the middle, which is only going to get better. Gareth Moore gets our man of the match today because he made the difference today.
He certainly did. He showed today how much he was missed last week, Gareth Moore. Had a fine afternoon on the park. Other standout performance as well. It's not been a flashy standout match as such. It's been more of a work-like performance today, Joe.
Yeah, again for the forwards grinding it out against each other. Very much a match by the Keighley Cougars pack though, who were going all out today, fighting for survival after all. Yeah.
Cougars have survived as well. Rovers have wrapped up second spot. And a fantastic afternoon in front of 1,990 fans. The Cougars fans applauding the team away to our right. The Rovers fans were applauding the team away to the left. It's finished here at Keighley, can't even talk now. It's finished here at Cougar Park here in Keighley. A fantastic match in front of 1,990. Keighley Cougars 24, Featherstone Rovers 26. Last league match for Rovers, and what a match it's been.
It was a tough one. It's all come down to end of season, hasn't it? So obviously we had to fight like hell for second place. Keighley had to fight like hell to stay up. So it was a match. Doesn't matter what kind of team you put out on paper. It was just a match that we're always going to be close, really. So as you saw in the end, we just snatched it.
Two disappointing tries to concede in the first half from a defensive point of view, but Rovers on attack looked so good round the edges.
They did it with two very, very soft tries for us, especially on goal line where we've been sometimes quite decent really, where we pride ourselves on, but two soft tries with 4 minute tackle and still getting ball down, that's not good enough. But thankfully as attack we were able to regroup and get us rolling down the field and end up getting over the line.
What did Andy Hayes say to you at half time?
Pretty much just that really. You know, we weren't urgent enough in his own half sort of thing, but then when we're getting into theirs we were buzzing up, we were doing well defensively, offensively, but it was just having the urgency instead of the panic really in his own half.
And then a frantic last 10 minutes and to get the try in the last 2 minutes to pip the game at the end and give us second spot ultimately, but also it has sent Keighley down.
It has done, yeah, and it was tough, you know, looking at what were 10 points down, 10 minutes to go, something like that. You know, a lot of teams in this league or any rugby league team would have just buckled there, but we've got a lot of character in this lad, you know, it's been a really tough year. And the lads have just had to really tough it out and grind results out, and that's what we've done, and we've put ourselves in that second that we needed to give us a good push for next year. And you know, it's a testament to the character of the boys that we've got here.
Indeed it is. Obviously, like I said, it is your last league match for Rovers. Can you sum up your thoughts on your time here?
I've really enjoyed it, I really have enjoyed it, especially my time in the Championship. You know, since I left Bradford, I have always wanted to go back up with Super League. You know, I went to Dewsbury to get the first team experience, ended up doing that well there.
and then I came to Featherstone to get some winning experience, really, join a winning team and test myself in there. I feel like I've done well in doing that, and I've really enjoyed my time here. All the players, I haven't played with a better bunch of players. Fans have been great. Such a small town, so big on fans, so I thank everyone for my time here, and I've really enjoyed it.
Have you got a message for the fans? Obviously, the support you've had over your time here has been fantastic. Have you got a message for the fans?
Just thank you again. You know, I've had a great support since I've been here. Everyone's just been so well with me, so I thank them, I thank everyone at the club, and hopefully give a big push now for the playoffs.
Steve, thanks for your time and all the best for your time at Castleford.
Cheers, mate, thank you.
Gareth, man of the match today. That must have been a tough match to play in.
Oh yeah, very tough. It's always tough coming to Keighley. They're a hard team enough to beat, and when they're fighting for relegation, it's always going to be tough.
It was getting close towards the end there, and I thought when Will Sharp took that tackle and getting instead of the pass out wide for the offload, I thought the chance had gone. But lads dug deep in the second half.
Yeah, I was getting a bit scared because obviously I missed a few goals, but we dug deep. One of them teams where we never give in, and when he kicked it out full, I think it gave us a foot back in game.
Obviously, when you miss that conversion as well, a couple of missed goals, it must worry you, playing your mind a bit when it's getting close like that.
Yeah, definitely. The pressure on when I missed that second goal, and but we could feel ourselves clawing back as way into the game, and luckily we got it.
Results have gone our way as well. Second spot secured with Doncaster losing, so it looks like we're playing Halifax in the playoffs then.
Yeah, I think all the pressure's been this year and getting that second spot once Lee had won it, and I think pressure's off us now and we can play with a bit of intent now. Andy wants to play, but like I said, no pressure and we can go on and win it.
How far can this team go this year? Obviously Lee have got the marker set down.
Yeah, Lee are under a bit of pressure though by finishing top, and there's no pressure on us, like I say, and we can go into it full of confidence and hopefully turn Lee over with something we haven't done this year, but we own one.
How have you found your first season at Featherstone Rovers as well?
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot more pressure at Featherstone compared to what there is at Batley, but I've enjoyed it. I still need to build on my game. Andy's learning me stuff that I hadn't done before, and so hopefully I can kick on in pre-season, have a big pre-season and do one better next year.
Gareth, thanks for your time and all the best for the playoffs.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Andy, Keighley 4, Featherstone 26. What a match!
Yeah, it's a real good finish by us. I'm disappointed with the effort throughout, but we got the points we needed in the end.
Couple of soft tries conceded in the first half must have been disappointing for you.
Yeah, just scrappy really. I thought we were scrappy throughout, attack and defence in that first half, and some really soft tries. So, the amount of pressure that's been on the team and the players and the group as a whole, with this second spot and the finish for the money has been massive really. It's been bigger than probably build up to grand finals, and the team have handled it pretty well and come out the other side, and we've managed to get achieve our goal.
Did you think the chance of that last score had gone when Will Sharp took the tackle and had a two-man overlap for the try in the corner?
Yeah, he's been great, Sharpie again today. I thought one of our best players, and we just had to have a look up. And again, that's pressure, isn't it? Just trying to keep hold of the ball instead of playing. And then, Greg, when he did it, he probably should have kept hold of it. He tries to force one out. So we'll work on that. But the pressure's off now, so we can start enjoying ourselves again.
It looks like we've got Halifax in the playoffs. That'll be another tough match for us.
Yeah, it will. We've got the job done. Top two and the home tie now, so we get two bites at the cherry in the playoffs, and we've got Halifax at home first up. So we'll be going to that wanting to get the win, because if you get the win, you get a week off, which is big for us with the size of the squad we've got at the minute, and the amount of injuries will give us a bit of a break. So we just need to go into that ready and prepared for Halifax.
How much pressure is there on this team to succeed in the playoffs? Obviously, Lee have set the marker this year, but Rovers have come up strongly to finish in second spot.
Yeah, I think most of the pressure was on for the money really, to finish in second spot. Once they got the first and second spot with the big prize money from the start of the year, I think the pressure was all to finish second really. When I came in, Lee was seven points clear of us and crept further in front, and taught us a lesson really when we went over to Lee. And there's no pressure on us now in the playoffs. What we want to do is get to the grand final, because that's the next chance we get a crack at Lee, and we need a good crack at them.
Indeed we do. It's going to be a tough playoff series. How have you enjoyed your time in your first season at Rovers? Obviously you came in midway through the season. It must have been difficult for you to adapt as well.
Yeah, it's been tough. There was an understanding that my job was to get him into second place. So it's been done, and the pressure's been massive really, and not just on me but the rest of the players and the squad, the size of the squad. We've got half a team missing nearly, so the job, it's been tough. It's been tough for the players, it's been tough for everyone, the ups and downs in the season, but we've achieved our first goal. The next one is now to play with a little bit less pressure on us and play a little bit more sort of expansive and in attack and defence, be a little bit more switched on, and we should have a crack at these playoffs.
Just one final thought, Andy. Matty Dale obviously had a difficult season. He decided to take a break from rugby league due to his injury problems. Can you give us your views and thoughts on Matty Dale?
Yeah, he's been a fantastic player, hasn't he? And I think all year he's struggled with a few injuries, so he's probably thinking a little bit about his career ahead. Rugby doesn't last forever, and he's a smart guy, and he's got himself into a nice little job there. And sooner or later rugby comes to an end, and he's had a tough injury. Just come back from a broken hand when I came in, and then got a little knock, and then ACL injuries, pretty serious. So as soon as he'd done it that night, he was talking about sort of having time out and having a rest from the game for a while and having a look at what he wants to do with the rest of his life. So he's been a great servant to the club and the game, and wish him all the best. And if he wants to come back, we'll bring him back in and we'll have a look at him, and we'll be there to assist him through his rehab while he's going through that process as well.
Andy, thanks for your time and all the best for the playoffs.
No worries, cheers, thank you.